terms of sheer, unmitigated terror, it was hard to beat the shriek-inducing fright that folks woke up to on November 9th, as they realized that the nightmare they now faced wasn't make-believe. Welcome to Explore the World, and today we're counting down our picks for Top 10 Best Horror Movies of 2016. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content.
The pretty thing you are looking at.
Serial killer character studies to shark, starlet showdowns, Gothic ghost stories to uncut Puritan dread. The Cinema Do Scare had a great showing in 2016. Number 10. The Love Witch, 2016.
Hi, I'm Trish. Hi, Trish.
Well, what do men want?
Just a pretty woman to...
In gloriously lurid technicolor, a foxy witch, Samantha Robinson, concocts potions with which she can ensnare a man through sex magic.
Love me. Love me. What I'm really interested in is love.
Anna Biller's tiny-perfect throwback somehow bypasses cheap camp and informs its pagan horror with a thoroughly modern feminist sensibility.
You want some?
What is it?
I met this
Part Hammer homage and part XXRAGE reclamation, this subversive genre flick hides a deceptively smart referendum on womanhood inside a Reverend Valentine to the Grindhouse, Graham to Gignal of Yesterdecade.
Sick. What is it, Wayne? What is it, baby?
Number 9. The Shallows, 2016. Spanish director John Collett Serra, orphan, delivers a bare-bones nail-biter in which a young woman's paradise descends into a gut-wrenching fight for survival. Med school dropout Nancy, a convincingly aerodol Blake Lively, travels to Mexico in search of the secret beach that her deceased mother once visited. After a magical afternoon of surfing, she's attacked by a great white shark and left stranded offshore alone, with a nasty gash on her thigh and no clear passage to safety. Number 8. Southbound, 2016.
911, what's your emergency?
I just hit a woman with my car. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
This collection of 5 tales from the seriously dark side, centering on assorted characters, traveling down the same stretch of desolate American highway, not only incorporates fresh takes on the creature feature, religious cult terror, supernatural phenomena, the medical procedural and the home invasion thriller. It also defies the odds by overcoming the mixed bag methodology of most anthology films and establishes a tonal consistency, complete with a through line via indie horror fixture Larry Fessenden's radio DJ. Stitched together in an inventive, circular fashion, this wholly satisfying concoction features humor and frights in equal doses, fine performances and an even better score.
I don't deserve this.
Number 7. Evolution, 2016.
J'ai vu un mort.
Adult women and prepubescent boys are the only residents of a secluded beachfront community. So what happens when the youngsters begin aging and thus threaten the careful balance?
Dans la mer, on croit voir beaucoup de choses.
The answer has something to do with involuntary surgery, starfish and a mysterious nighttime ritual, but Frances Lucille Hajihalilovic couldn't be less interested in resolving her mysteries.
Parce que ton corps se transforme. Comptez jusqu'à 10. Et après, ça sera fini.
Instead, she'd rather linger on disquieting imagery and oral manipulations geared to make your skin crawl. Bring on the art house body horror.
Oui.
Et qu'est-ce que tu dessines?
Les hommes de mer.
Number 6. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives Inside the House, 2016.
My name is Lily.
Few recent films have had more respect for the austere pleasures of the old-fashioned, haunted house movie than this eerie retreat into floor-creaking, spine-chilling, New England Gothic.
But I cannot see.
Far from the Lecter-like sociopath she perfected in Luther, Ruth Wilson here plays a wispy hospice nurse, who's assigned to look after a retired horror author, Paula Prentice, until she dies.
Terrible book.
Death comes slowly, but the creeps settle in right away, as one of her patient's literary creations appears to be wandering off the page.
Me that can see only the drawer that opens.
Number 5. 10 Cloverfield Lane, 2016.
That's what they say when we're together.
There's a similar Untitled vibe to this creepy follow-up about a paranoiac, John Goodman, holding two strangers, Mary Elizabeth Winstead and John Gallagher Jr., in his underground bunker, ostensibly protecting them from threats unknown.
No! No! No, no! No! Don't open that door!
But 10 Cloverfield Lane trades in found footage gimmicky for a crisp, Hitchcockian flair, squeezing all the tension it can out of the Ishekazi-ornate question, before reaching an emphatic answer. Number 4. The Invitation, 2016.
I'm so glad you're here. We've got a lot to talk about. So much to say.
At a formal dinner party in the Hollywood Hills, a man, Logan Marshall Green, starts to believe that the hosts, his ex-wife, Tammy Blanchard, and her new husband, Michael Huisman, have a sinister agenda for the guests.
Journey with the people you love.
There's nothing to be.
This wickedly cruel take on New Age Angelano culture burns the wick slowly, teasing out the big reveal through a series of sick little games and psychological torments, each one ratcheting up the collective uneasiness and paranoia.
What is happening?
In a year full of prestige movies about divorced parents coping with loss, director Karen Kusama lands a sharp allegory about the power of denial and the weaponization of grief.
Has he been like this a lot?
Number 3. The Eyes of My Mother, 2016.
Is this your mother?
Francisca, newcomer Kika Megal Hayes, is a lonely young woman living in a secluded house in search of playmates, starting with the man who murdered her mother that she slowly tortures in her barn.
Portugal? What kind? Ice.
Told in 3 sections and filmed in luscious black and white, this dreamlike character study earns comparisons to Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in its matter-of-fact depiction of everyday evil lurking in quiet communities. Vocal cords are severed, eyes get pulled out of the socket, but what's most gruesome is our deep-seated need to create ad hoc families, even if it means leaving a body count in our wake.
By how the inside of the body looked. She always hoped I would be a surgeon one day.
Number 2. Don't Breathe, 2016.
You leaving?
Yeah, as soon as I have the money.
When are you coming back?
Teens. Psychopathic murderer. Locked house. Add in a Batra third act twist, then shake well and serve with a garnish of liberal bloodshed.
He's sitting on at least 300K. Boom!
That's her guy.
Wait, is he blind?
We messed up.
There's no substitution for good old-fashioned filmmaking skill, and the sophomore feature from Fede Alvarez uses every aspect of his talent in the genre's tropes to terrorize you with mind-boggling efficiency. Instead of springing cheap jump scares on his viewers, he wisely places the threats in plain sight and simply lets the audience terrify themselves with tense anticipation.
Who's there?
stay right there.
Number 1. The Witch, 2016. A shapeshifter, a Baba killer, a forest predator who communes with the devil himself? The title character of Robert Eggers' Puritan folktale is a satanic hag of the First Order.
For what?
You've cursed this family.
When this monster gets her claws into a 17th century New England family excommunicated by their righteous religious neighbors, it feels less like a cathartic comeuppance for old world biblet thumpers, and more like a vicious assault on people trying their best to live and love in an unforgiving world. This is horror in which crows peck at flesh and the cinema's most evil goat. More music and entertainment countdowns published every day. Be sure to subscribe to Explore the World.